Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Caveman to Cosmos with me, Alpha Omega, and Byzantium. So the year is 1411 AD, turned 6187, and we're 10 turns away from chemistry. So why the hell am I starting now? Well, the reason is that we are about to finish the National Science Foundation, which is going to give us, hopefully, I think we're the first ones to get it, a free technology. So once that pops out, I wanted you to see that. And after this short update, we're gonna jump right into getting chemistry. And what are we gonna get afterwards? Microbiology and geology. Okay, interesting things for us today. Wow, mining camp is gonna get a huge boost. Tar gatherer, shaft mine, and quarry also. Well, that's gonna be good for our industry. And what does microbiology do? It enables a microbiology lab. +5 science. Okay, well, that's a pretty good. A little bit of water and air pollution, but lowers disease and increases education. Well, I'm down with that. So what have I been up to in the past few weeks when I wasn't playing this game? Well, that's a great question. I'm glad you asked. No, really. My goal right now is twofold. First part is that we want to get Chateau Perron as high as possible. Or as prominent as possible, especially when it comes to culture. And we're working on the Louvre Museum, but I'm sending supply and food ships there and just shadowing random buildings to give us a little bit of boost. Actually, just a couple of turns. It was like 78 turns or something to finish Louvre, and now it's only 69 because I increased the industrial production so much. So that is pretty good. By the way, this, I know that it's supposed to be natural gas, but it just looks like toxic waste. I mean, every time I see it, I'm like, what the hell happened there? The second goal is to get all of our cities to population 20. So we have Domatiopolis, Gallipolis, and the last one that we don't have at population 20 is Rehovot. And, of course, Chateau Perron. So all of these we're gonna get to population 20. And then I'm probably gonna maybe work a little bit on Constantinople while boosting Chateau Perron a little bit more. But I'm not sure what the city situation is like. And we would have a lot of cities at population 20. So boosting them all to, say, 22 would be kind of a worthy goal. I'm not saying it's not, but it would be quite some time before we could achieve that. But I mean, it is what it is. Why not do it? I'm thinking if we could settle another city, though, because that's gonna hit us right in the meow meows. We're gonna have a huge issue with unhappiness. But there has been places that I have been talking about getting for quite some time now, and it might be a good idea to take advantage of it. And of course, when I speak take advantage of it, I mean taking territories which are almost outside of our scope. So, maybe something like here. Actually, it would make more sense to really put the city over here. Or just go crazy and put it over here and try to wrestle for this area. They really have... Oh boy, that is... I'm having a hard time seeing where... Yeah, it's over here, but does it span over? No, it doesn't, okay. So it's over here, and then... This is empty. Okay, so if we settle here, we're gonna be pushing on the city of Hohenweep. That might be a good idea, another border city. I mean, this land is super poor, so it's not like we're gonna get much of it, but gaining a cultural foothold here and sort of having like a border town. Another option would, of course, be trying to cross the mountains. Something like going here, but there's nothing there, really. Same situation. Kangaroos in the mountains, some kind of specialized breed, I am sure. Or something like here, but we probably don't need that, there's nothing really there. So expanding southeastwards might be our best bet. Or again, we wanted to put something over here. Because that would give us a lot. Yeah, but if I did that, I would probably settle here. But that doesn't give us any actual benefit. It would make much more sense to just downright invade them and take their territory if you wanted to. Oh well. Oh well. Well, you can always have what you want, right? Anyway, I'm gonna end the turn now, and we're gonna see the technology that we're gonna take. Okay, so here we are after the end of the turn. So forget it. You want us to give you cryptography? Nope. Forget it. And here we go. So we have completed National Science Foundation. We can choose a free technology. Okay, chemistry would be great, but we are like 9 turns away from it. But I honestly think that's one of the best choices that we could make, because it gives us just so much. Most of all, it gives us the chemistry lab. It gives us the modern warehouse, which stores 9% of food after growth. And it gives a little bit of production, globalization, and refrigeration. It gets even more. And what's the last thing? Plantation for rubber, modern and Balmer. The farm supply, a little bit of food, and again with refrigeration, gene manipulation, long range forecasting, it gets quite a lot of extra industrial production. But the chemistry lab is what we want. 17, Jesus Christ, 17 culture, 15 science, and 10 gold. And education, I mean, some pollution and issues. Okay, to be fair, it replaces Alchemist Lab, Poison, Death Cap Mushroom, Belladonna, and Curara. But still, it's gonna be a huge amount of extra stuff. National Science Foundation. 25% extra science in the city. Lowered building maintenance. No, actually, 25 for the building maintenance. Get extra great scientists, can turn free citizens into scientists. Okay. But again, that's not what we are gonna take. What about the microbiology? This is microbiology lab. Scientific method. Calculus. Canada School of Mathematics. You can give us Mathematics Academy and Observatory. Bonus of 5 science for each, and we have a ton of these. So that would be most likely 10 per city even. What else do we have here? Naval Tactics. Extra move for water units. Naval Academy. That's not bad. Education. Extra experience points. Colonialism. You see these get +1 population and some free buildings. Okay, so that is also a great one. Unfortunately, it's not something that we can get right now, but jurisprudence, district courthouse, Supreme Court, guillotine, and a bunch of crime. Sikhism, I don't want that. Oil painting. Yeah, well, that's not great. Explosives. Mining camp gets a huge boost. Mountain mine and quarry. And team sports. A lot of happiness. Wow, mine living stadium. +7 happiness. Really? Okay, that is really good. What do you replace? Arena Colosseum Fighting Pit Ball Court. Okay, so that is also going to replace a couple of buildings, so I get it. Polo Field, Recreation Center. I thought it was a railway, but it's running track. Rugby field and soccer field. Okay. And that's it. I'm not gonna lie, calculus seems the best. Because it's just gonna jumpstart our research. So we have 40,116 per turn. So let's take it.
Looking at numbers as groups of rocks may seem unusual, but actually it's as old as math itself. The word calculate reflects that legacy. It comes from the Latin word calculus, meaning a pebble used for counting. To enjoy working with numbers, you don't have to be Einstein, German for one stone, but it might help to have rocks in your head.
So it gave us more than 700 extra science per turn, which is actually not bad. Doesn't really do anything for chemistry itself, but it is a welcome boost. Unfortunately, the issue is that it just gives us Kerala School of Mathematics, no other buildings or anything, so we don't really have a direct benefit that we can use right now, but still, it is pretty good. Okay, so anyway, I'll see you in 9 turns with chemistry. Turn 6196, year 1413 I wanted to say 1314. No, but it's 1413, so about 2 years. Okay, so a turn is now less than a 1 whole year, because I think it was like 9 turns and it was 1411, so now it's 1413. Okay, well, good to know. Still, we are 1 turn away from chemistry. And before we jump into that, what's new? Well, I think I mentioned in the previous recording that we are looking towards improving the situation population-wise in our 4 smallest cities: Kallipolis, Justinianopolis, Rehovot, and Dometiopolis. And I have been hard at work on that. You can see that Dometiopolis and Kallipolis are more than halfway done. We had a couple of supply trains going to Rehovot as well. And as far as Chateau Baron goes... Oh wait, Chateau Baron is now at 20, so what's the last city? There were 4? Kallipolis, Justinianopolis, Rehovot, and Dometiopolis. Okay, so we're missing 1 more. Here's Isauropolis. Here's Justinianopolis. Okay, so I actually was confused there. I thought that Justinianopolis was already 20, but no, it still needs... at least 1 more food train, and I think Constantinople is making 1. Can we actually get more? No, we can't. Okay, so all of them have been currently constructed and are on their way to their respective targets. But yeah, Chateau Baron is now at population 20. You can see that the Louvre Museum will take only 56 turns, so there is a steep drop. Again, like 15 turns ago, it was over 70, so we're... Okay, that's not as exciting. They said that 15 turns ago would be 71. But yeah, we shaved off a couple of turns, definitely. And we've, constructed even some of the buildings that we had on our schedule. You can see crime is slightly increasing, but disease is dropping. Education is heavily increasing because I just keep burning supply trains in Chateau Baron. I'm curious what's going to happen in 44 turns when Aachen turns into the next culture level, which is 250,000. Chateau Baron will take a little bit longer, 130, so we might lose access to some of the territory, but I'm hoping that's not going to be the case. Still, we are growing at, 360 total culture, and they are growing at 122, so we are now producing 3 times more culture than they are. So I'm hoping that eventually we will overtake them. I haven't really moved in my thoughts in regards to the new city, but I think that's something that I will do next, and we're probably really gonna settle over here. That is a good place. Or maybe here. Yeah, let's settle here. That's gonna give us access to more of the arable land. We don't really need... Well, we'll have potentially 2 mines here, and we get the iron and a lot of forest. So yeah, this is going to be a better place. So consider it official. We're going to settle a city over here, and we're going to try to take this territory as ours. I'm not really driven to fill out the gaps in our territory because, it's nothing really major for us. We can settle there in the end anytime later, but expanding it a little bit further is always a good idea. Speaking of which, there are vast lands over here, which were owned by our enemies, and still might be, but, the cities that once controlled these territories are a long time gone, so wresting them away from them would be easy. But considering how far it is from our capital, I'm just not gonna do it, purely for the monetary reasons. Anyway, not much else to say for now. You can see that most of the cities are working on research, but I'm pretty sure chemistry is going to change that. So let's end the turn and hear it for chemistry.
Chemistry means the difference between poverty and starvation and the abundant life.
Okay, so all of our workshops get +1 production, which is, not much, but it reveals chemicals, leads to biology and all other interesting technologies. And the buildings that it enables are going to be amazing. So we have chemistry lab here, +10 gold, 15 science, 17 culture, and 10 education and some other benefits. Farm supply, which will give us a little bit of food, but later on even a huge amount of production. Rubber plantation, okay, that's fine. And the modern warehouse, which stores 9% of the food after growth and eventually is going to give us even quite a lot of production. So let's see how these things are going to affect us immediately. And we get a periodic table of elements. World wonder. Okay. Forget it. Let me just start immediately with Constantinople. So the chemistry lab here would give us 28 science. Jesus Christ, that's amazing. 29 culture as well. Farm supply, okay, there's not that much benefit. And modern warehouse, look at that amount of money. Okay, so we're gonna work on this in regards to growth. So I don't really care about money, but for you I care. How long does that take? 15 turns microbiology in 20. So I'm not gonna really have that much time left. What about here? 20. Yeah, this is really good. So again, do it this way. Commedia. Okay. For some cities, though, this is gonna be a priority. For example, the Meteopolis is supposed to grow as we are feeding it with a ton of things. So getting the warehouse there as fast as possible will save us not a little bit. Every % of the food here is actually quite a lot. 72. So if it just gives us like 5, that is a huge production boost for us, or production save. So let's put you there right now. The watchmaker workshop can wait. And I'm gonna do this for all of the other cities as well. We can see that the science output is actually dropping a little bit, but that's because we are turning these cities that originally had... Oh hey, rubber plantation. Okay, it's good to see that we can actually do that one as well. The ones that were focusing on research, so we're turning them back to production, which is lowering the 25%, is it? No, it's 50% industry output. Okay, so that is actually quite a huge difference. But, it's in our best interest to actually get these off the ground. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be doing until we get microbiology in 21 turns, which is going to give us another science producing and education producing laboratory. Enable disease control 5. That is the only thing that it actually does, but this one is eventually going to be amazing. It gives 5 science, then 6, that's 11, 18, 25, 32, 40, 48, 56, 64, 64, 73, Jesus, without any bonuses. I mean, gene enhancement, that's in the nanotech era, so I don't know if we're ever gonna see it, but, still. So you can go to Rehovot to boost that one. You are a supply train, so we're gonna go to Chateau Perron. And do we have any supply trains here? 1. Okay, well, either way. So that's all for this update, and I'll see you in 21 turns with microbiology. Really not much to say. Hopefully in that time we will have the city settled. I need to start working on that. Though it's probably not going to happen, because if Constantinople itself is taking 21 turns, then if we start building defensive units and stuff like that, it will take time. The musketman, I can actually set for it right now. The musketman, then we want the marshals, 2 of them. Some guys to do some education. We'll need a healer here, doctor, so let's get 2. We don't need a monk. We'll definitely need... Where are they? The watchdogs. I know you're here somewhere, buddy. Timber. I'm literally blind. Where the hell is the dog? Did we... Oh, here it is. Okay, guard dogs. Let's get 2 of those. And... I mean, the gentleman, oracle, and these ones we can get from other cities. Cool. So, okay. So that settles it. But it probably won't be settled by the next update. But it should be done by the end of this episode. So that sounds pretty neat. Turn 6219, year 1420 AD, and we are 1 turn away from microbiology. So what's new? Well, we've actually had quite a short war with Mali, which is something that actually broke the peace that lasted for so long. But the moment we actually came close to Zaria, my army was located in these 4 squares. I thought I'd contact them and ask them if they wanted peace, and they said yes. So we're back to peace again. I honestly couldn't be bothered. I just feel, like I'm bullying everyone else in the game right now, so I don't really felt fighting them and just wanted to have the rest that we deserve. But I decided to keep the army close by, so it's stationed here, rather than, in Rehovot, where it was always. And if they declare war on me again, I'm just gonna raise Zaria, just, for good measure. Apart from that, I have 2 big news. First of all of our cities are now at population 20 or bigger, which is amazing. Population 20... If we look at some city that has it, like Justinianopolis, means there's 60,000 people living in the city, and that's the smallest one that we have, which is amazing. We also have a couple of really big cities now. Constantinople, of course, is at 1 million, but Laodicea ad Licum is now at population 38, which I believe is 650,000? Yeah, 650,000. So, not only Constantinople, but also other cities are growing rapidly. The next one behind is Adi with 36, and then we have 2 Thessaloniki and Adrianople with 33. Adi itself has roughly 500,000, I believe, at 36. Yeah, 550,000. So that's pretty good. I have also continued with the initiative that I mentioned, and that is sending a new, establishing a new city over here. You can see that we already have 2 musketmen there, we have a marshal there, and, 2 marshals. So, let me try that again. We already have 2 musketmen and 2 marshals there, and a number of other units are coming. We have the entertainer here, we have the Enkidu, we have... who else? We have the dogs coming, we have the captive civilians coming here. Here's the oracle and gentleman. The settler should be also on the way. So, by the time we start to record the next update, there is already going to be a city here, which I'm very much looking forward. I've also diverted our construction crews here, or worker crews, and they're gonna build some lumber mills here, and I'm actually already doing that because in many cities we finished all the new buildings, so we're building supply and food trains, which are all gonna go south to that new city, and we are going to build either artesian wall or I think also the cistern, because that's a source of fresh water and will allow us to establish farms at these 4 squares around it. So we'll have a source of good food, we'll have a lot of forests to use, so the city should be all set, even with the meager resources that are located here. But we have sheep here, which are gonna give us a little bit of a boost, and I might cut down some of these forests on the other side as well. Well, not this one, but these 2, and have a coffee here. We'll see. We'll need to focus on culture buildings here as well to make sure that we carve out as much land as possible. Other than that, I think all is fine. We've had a ship here, one of the big ones, but it disappeared. I don't know where it is. But I wanted to show it off because it was pretty darn cool. Here somewhere? Oh yeah, here it is. Wow, the dolphin. The sloop of war. No, wait, that's... Is it? Wow, dolphin? And was it you? No, it's not you. Okay, so that's not it. Well, one of the ships that we had leveled up really nicely, but I can't see it now anywhere, so unfortunately I can't show it. But it had like 6 levels already, and I gave it another one, so it was, I thought, pretty cool. Anyway, we're finishing the Smithsonian Institute in Varna, which is going to be ready in 4 turns, and it's going to give us a free museum in every city, so I stopped building those. I have it, of course, in some cities you need like 8 of them, I think. Okay, you need 7 and we have 24. Okay, well, but you know, we have, what, 60 cities? 50 cities. So it's gonna give us 26 more museums, which still is pretty good, and it's gonna be in every new city as well. The farm supplies are pretty much built everywhere, and yeah, generally speaking, all is well. In the city of Chateau Perron, we're still working on the Louvre Museum. It's gonna be ready in 30 turns. But the city is now sort of on its own because we will have a different target. So I got it to population 21, it's growing really nicely on its own. Louvre is going to be done in 30 turns, and I'm thinking we could just rush it. We have so much money that really there isn't any issue. Plus 2% culture in all cities. You know what, let's rush it. I don't mind that, we're going to pay for it. And then it can go back to building torches and bark gatherer and stuff like that. So on that note, I think we're gonna end the turn here, and come on guys, all hold. And here for microbiology, which is going to give us a microbiology lab.
Inside every human body, roughly 37.2 trillion cells, each and every one working hard to maintain a healthy, efficient system 24/7, and they take their jobs very seriously.
Okay, so this gives us microbiology lab, plus 5 science, minus 10 gold for building upkeep, but we get 6 extra from antibiotics once we get those, 7 from biological warfare, 7 from ecology, 7 from genetics, 8 from biomaterials, 8 from bioinformatics, 8 with molecular medicine, 8 with genomic encyclopedia, and 9 with gene enhancement. And as it is, it gives a little bit of air and water pollution, but it lowers disease and increases our education. So pretty good. It also gives us disease control 5, and that's pretty much it. But still, you know, it's another one of those buildings like Science Lab and the Geology Lab, which we are going to get from Geology, which in the long run are just going to accrue more and more and more bonuses. So Louvre is now finished in the city of Chateau Perron. I'm going to look at it. So you now get how much? 435.79 total culture per turn, compared to Aachen, which gets 122. Though, you know, they're on their way to 250,000, and you get more than 3 times more. So, you know, we'll catch up eventually. We just need to hold on. So do you have more culture buildings? Yes, you're building the Hellenic Pantheon, the Chemistry Lab, and the Farm Supply, but I think we have more culture buildings that we wanted to build, didn't we? Any major ones? Okay, you are super cheap. So is the goldsmith. There's a goldsmith and the tattooer. Okay, the silversmith, the coppersmith, the electronsmith, glaze maker, the scroll maker. Okay, but the tattooer is gonna go first, and the torches are gonna go first as well, because we want to finish that. Okay, so that's another massive boost to the culture. Then you have the chemistry lab, the farm supply, and I think we're gonna turn to getting some of these. Because I mean, they're cheap, and they will make everything much easier. These ones aren't cheap anymore, so now let's go with these ones. It's just gonna be a quick one. Yeah, okay. So that ought to do it. That should keep Shutterburn busy for a bit. And as far as we go, Geology in 24 turns, as I mentioned, is going to give us a Geology lab. Which, you know, Geology lab itself does give less overall science long term, but it still gives us 5 science and 6 education immediately. And with modern seismology, it's gonna get 7 extra science. And wait, where can we go? Here. And the Geology as technology itself, mining camp, 5 extra, so that's pretty much in all cities. So if we have 50 cities, that means we get 250 production extra plus all of the bonuses, so it's going to be more like 300 to 350. And same with gold. Tar gatherer, shaft mine, and quarries are also going to get a bonus. And we unlock a lot of new things like magnesium, lithium, tungsten, manganese, geode, and get a lot of these pretty good, decent buildings with production plus 3. So yeah, that's all she wrote for this update, I think. We get a new great person, but we get 2 new great engineers. And you guys, actually, couldn't you guys? You've discovered explosions. Crow has been raised. What would explosives give us? Mining camp, another 5 and 5. Mountain mine +1 and quarry +1. And we can build a shaft mine. Upgrades to modern mine. Okay, so that is an upgrade to the mines. Ammunition, chemical, can be used by Grand Engineer and Great Statesman. Great Bombard, Organ Gun, and Ammunition Workshop. So this is generally just I'm still saving you guys for the Golden Age, but unfortunately we have... Well, but we could use one of you. But I don't think we're gonna do that. Let's save it up. Anyway, that's all for now. As you can see, we're hard at work, and I'll see you in the last update of this episode in about a second, but for me it's gonna be 24 more turns. I'm really looking forward to what this area is going to be looking like. Actually, let me just check places like Justinianopolis, or just quickly run through it if we have anywhere any issues with happiness. No, we don't. It's looking pretty good. Okay, here we have a little bit of an issue. Chemistry lab, farm supplies, so it might be a good idea to shadow a couple more buildings. The Smithsonian is gonna give us that one. So Dan's Hut. Anything that gives us more than just one. Because these are all super cheap, but give all just one. but I guess that's just how it is. Fortune, yeah, sacrificial altar gives +3. Voice council +1. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is gonna be kill the chemistry lab. Let's go like this, bam, 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 bam. And then the chemistry lab in front of it. So chemistry lab is going to be finished. That gives us 1. And then all of these are, going to give us an additional 1. So we're going to get to like something like 130, 128. Okay, you are also in a little bit of an issue, but you get more happiness, more happiness. I mean, that's Chateau Peron itself. Torches. Well, these are also culture buildings. Scroll maker, charisma. Okay, those are important, but they give just a little bit more. So let's do this as well, just to make sure that, you won't have any unpleasant surprises. Anyone else? Anyone else? Close to that. 200, 200, 200. No, we're doing pretty good. 200, 200, 200. Yeah, I think those were all that were in danger. Yeah, okay. So we got it covered. So based on that, I'll see you in the next update. Turn 6242, year 1427 AD, and we are 1 turn away from geology. So what's new? Well, I would like to introduce you to our newest city, which has been found exactly where we discussed it would, Philomelion. Philomelion is a small city, currently just 3,000 people living there, but it's growing rapidly. As you can see, we have done quite a lot of work on it, and we've already expanded its border to these 3, maybe even 4 squares. I don't know where exactly. Yeah, maybe 4. I think we gained these 4 squares, and we're gonna have another growth in 4 turns. Right now, I'm not really focusing on culture. We're working on modern warehouse, which has been, hurried into existence. We've also hurried the apprentice workshop. That's going to come right after that. We have the counting sticks and a couple of other buildings. We're working on improving also the food production, but that one is mostly coming from the tiles. As you can see, we have pretty much all posse here: doctors, guard dogs, marshals, and musketmen, which provides a little bit of basic services. We don't have any disease or crime in the city. Education is slowly rising, but we're going to look into it a little bit more. Once we finish the modern warehouse and the apprentice workshop, I'm going to hurry the foundry, which gives us another 22 production, which is pretty good. Then we're going to look at the squatter camp and the grand estate and the treadmill crane, which are all going to give us quite a nice boost. We even have 2 more, 1 supply train and 1 food train, so those are going to be used. We have another supply train coming, another one is over here. Things are looking pretty good for our new city. I really like the fact that we heard the artisan well in the beginning, which gave us the possibility to build farms around it, and we're building lumber camps in the surrounding cities. I'm now preparing to build our first mine here. But we really need to push a little bit further into the territory of Mali, but it should... Actually, no, that's not Mali, that's Sioux. Yeah, that's Sioux. So into the Sioux territory, but it's not going to be an issue. Once we finish the basic buildings, we're going to focus on, working on these ones. Some of them, like the percussion instrument maker and mass carver and the woodwind instrument maker, will give us such a huge bonus that we will be fine. I don't think we can see... Yeah, we can't see anything about that city, so that doesn't really bother us much, but considering it's only population 7 city and we already have 10 here, we're going to be able to take it over pretty quickly. Now, the unhappiness was a little bit of a problem in the city at its inception. We started with -9 happiness, but quickly I was able to hurry into, hurry a couple of buildings that fix that, so that's also good. Constantinople actually is another city that I focused on a little bit. In 6 turns we're going to have a growth. I don't know what the next population growth gonna give us, if it's gonna be 1,050,000 or 1.1 million or 1.25 million. I don't know. We're gonna see in the next episode. But other than that, things are looking pretty good. We have a lot of buildings going back to researching, so you can see that the research production is nearly 40,000. We've had more, but you know, a lot of cities are actually not focusing on research, they're still building. So, you know, afterwards we can get to something like 43, 45. We'll see how much. Geology is definitely going to help, and it's going to give our mining caps a lot of a bonus. I actually wanted to check how we're doing. We got manufactured goods 28,933. So during the next term we're going to check that, how much we gained. Crop yield is now over 17,000, so 17,054. Again, this one grows the slowest, but it's also, you know, great. And population is slowly approaching 10 million. And rivals. Oh, that's 1 million. Okay, I thought that the rival best was 10 million, but we are, you know, almost 10 times the second biggest population. So yeah. And we built a couple of buildings in Chateau Paron. It's now working on the Smith Copper. So you can see the total culture here is 466.62. In 61 turns, we're going to get refined. What about our opponent? Yeah, okay, they already got the upgrade. And the next one is going to take them 6,074 turns. So we haven't lost any ground, which is great, so we can only push further. On that note, I think I'm gonna, you know, end the turn, and we're gonna hear it for Geology, which is going to be the last technology in this update. So let's do that.
The geologist takes up the history of Earth at the point where the archaeologist leaves it, and carries it further back into remote antiquity.
Okay, so Geology gives us quite a lot. It gives us a bonus to mining cap, 5 production and 5 gold. It increases the production of tar gatherer, shaft mine, and quarry by 1 as well. And it gives a lot of wonders, but I don't think we have any of these extra science. And it reveals geode, manganese, fossil beds, lithium, magnesium, and tungsten. And I don't think these actually give anything. They lithium? No, those are just things that we can produce. Okay, so let's get into the game and see what a difference that made. So manufactured goods are now at 29,299, so it's more than 300 increase. That is pretty good, but it is as expected because we got 51 cities, each one of them has as a mining camp, so that's, you know, 250 just from that, and then a couple of quarries. Now you can build the Geology lab. It's gonna give us 8.45 and a manganese mine. Okay. So do just that. Highwayman hideout is not that interesting to us. We just see Constantinople. Finished research. So a Geology lab. Okay, and Philomena. So we finished some of these things, and we can hurry up another one. So let's see, can we hurry something? You got 2,000. So that would be near enough for the treadmill crane. Which is, you know, in its own right, a pretty good one. And the next 2 ones are gonna hurry up the foundry. So the supply train is gonna hurry up the treadmill crane. And you are going to hurry up the food growth. And who do we have over there? There's another food train over here. A llama next to Styanopolis. Okay, you guys can chill. And we have, we've expanded the horses over here. Manganese. Okay, so manganese is actually a resource. It's good to know. Let's get elephants here. Did it say that we had manganese near Rehovot? Do we? It's opium, sulfur, oil. Oil? Okay, I don't think we have oil. No, well, no, we do have a little bit of oil, so no need to get too crazy. But where was that? Manganese near railroad. Yeah, here it is. Okay, so here is railroad, and here is manganese. Requires mine. And the other one was where? Near near Sauropolis. Okay, that's here. Requires mine. And manganese near Sauropolis. Oh, in the city itself. Okay. That's, I guess, pretty good. Still, the manganese and the oil and the iron ore. I mean, there literally is no food production here at all. But there's a little bit of peyote here. I mean, that's not good for food either, but... Well, I mean, I could set up a city here and a city here. But, Jesus Christ, that's so far. I mean, money is not an issue, but that's just so far. Either way, that is all for this episode. We have done well. It was a peaceful one. There really isn't much to say at this point, other than let's end it by looking at what we're going to get in the next episode. So we're going to work on jurisprudence, which obsoletes crucifixion crosses, and we're going to get a guillotine, okay, a Supreme Court, and a District Courthouse. Okay, after jurisprudence, we're going to work on social contract, which gives us capital administration and a metropolitan administration, which expands the workable radius of the city to 3, which is amazing. That's going to be a major one. Towns all get +1 gold as well, so it's going to be a big boost to our economy. And the last one is going to be enlightenment, which doesn't give us anything at all. Okay, but it's a prerequisite to biology, which will be important. That one gives us a biology lab. Yep, biology lab. And look at how much science we're gonna get in all of the sanctuaries. And I don't know how many we have, but it's gonna be a really big one. Plus, community garden is gonna give more food. University is gonna give more food. So that's pretty much 10 extra food per city. So that's 500 extra food. And the farms get +1. Oh my god, that's... Okay, now I understand why we're going for biology. That's gonna be amazing. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Oh god, it's getting so choppy. I apologize for that, but nothing we can do. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next episode in a couple of days, or maybe weeks. You know, this is just a side project at this point, but don't worry, it's gonna continue. It just, might be a little bit of time before another one comes. So till then, you guys, take care.